I find my friends going on there, and sometimes, you know, even I am guilty as charged, you know, of having a little guilty pleasure now and then, and going on. Yeah, but I usually end up feeling bad about myself the next day, so I have to stop that.
You have to stop
yeah, to stop myself.
So you were voted one of the 100 most beautiful women in the world, and the funny thing is, I actually was voted the second best-looking talk show host in the world.
I love it. I can see why. You got the hair going and everything.
It's nice, isn't it? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Do you like my haircut?
Yeah, I love it.
It's good, huh? It's very modern, very hip. I'm trying to launch.
It's very rugged. Yeah.
I'm the only one in the world who has it, but
it's great.
But so I was voted the second. So number 2 in the whole in top 100.
Who's first?
The first one was a guy called Henk van Dorp. Yeah, he was number 1.
He was number 1.
Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it?
Somehow I think that you're taking the piss on me.
Oh, I'm not taking the piss out of you. But I mean, before because I made a nice montage about your life. Which
you did?
Yeah, which I'd love to show to people. Okay. But first of all, because I was a little bit worried whether I was actually, because, you know, a few weeks ago they told me Fergie's going to come on the show. I said, yeah, great. But then I was sort of worried whether you would make it over here, since there was a press report that you were not allowed to take a flight from LA to London a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, because apparently that's what the thing said.
Oh yeah,
in the paper.
No, I heard
you were too drunk.
Yeah, and I heard the Black Eyed Peas were on the plane as well, and they were trying to hold me down. First of all, they had to hold me up, and then in another article they had to hold me back. So I don't know whether they're holding me up or back. I don't know. But yeah, don't believe everything you read.
It was in the paper, and it said they refused to take you on the flight. Is that true?
You know what? I'm not going to go into negative banter, because I just saw this movie, The Inconvenient Truth. And it changed.
With Al Gore.
Yeah, the Al Gore film. Yeah.
I said some really positive things about Al Gore.
Yeah.
On the show, yes.
Oh, you did? I missed that.
The guy says it's going to be so warm, and I had fucking snow. I skied to work today. There was snow this morning.
No, but I mean, the thing is, you know, I do believe him, and I think that, you know, our society is so caught up in, you know, poor Anna Nicole Smith's babies trial, and you know, poor Britney Spears, who can't get any privacy in rehab. I mean, I don't feel like I want to be sucked into that. So I just want to.
You just don't want to talk about that. But you made it over here, apparently.
I made it.
You made it. You made it. Whoa! It's great to have you here. It's great to have you here, Fergie. Take a look at Fergie's impressive life. Kijk even naar dit. Kijk even.
Thank you.
That's obvious. I love that song. But there's so much in that VT, so we have so much to talk about.
I know. You got this dance.
But yeah, that's good. That's good. I've noticed you're wearing a very short skirt.
Yes, I am. I had to sit and plan the way I was sitting tonight, because I didn't want to give the crotch shot. I know it's trendy, but
and we're not opposed to that.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know it would have been good.
We love the Sharon Stone little thing.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's all right. But really, and it's Dutch. It's Dutch TV. Who's going to see it? Who's going to see it?
Oh yeah.
So you did the girl band Wild Orchid. And that became moderately successful. I mean, it was
different
all right.
Areas, you know, different areas.
So did that get you?
But not enough to satisfy a lifelong desire, you know, and to pay the bills for a lifelong.
Right. It made you some good money and some exposure.
For the time, and you know, we could live on it and all of that. But
so the record company canceled that record deal that you had with them, right? That was, And the story goes that you hit some, you know, rough patches after that. That it was.
No, it was actually before that.
Really?
It was actually during. Yeah, I was with Wild Orchid for 11 years, and. Somewhere in there, I just started losing interest, and I really wasn't interested in the music we were doing. I don't know if any of the girls were, and it just didn't feel right. You know?
Did that get you to take the drugs?
I tried to find you know, creative outlet in other ways, and by going to the underground club scene and just really exploring, and you know, I just got hooked into a bad situation.
Yeah, and it was very bad. It got very bad.
Got very bad. Yeah.
Because I mean, it must be tough to talk about, but I actually think it's quite
it's okay.
good.
I mean, it's you know, it's part of my past, you know, and I have addressed it, and it's cool, you know.
How old were you when you first started taking drugs?
Seriously, it was the year of 25, age 25. Yeah.
So 25,
year.
so you were able to avoid it until that age, which is pretty good, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I had dabbled and such, but never, never like that.
Because the thing that I read about you that you got hooked on, which was the worst, was the crystal meth.
Yeah, crystal meth.
And you have to talk to me about this, because I don't know anybody who does it. But
good.
Apparently, from what I know, and you have to warn everything about crystal meth, because it apparently it's the most addictive thing in the world, isn't it? What exactly is it? Is it something that you sort of, do you snort it, or do you?
You can either smoke it, snort it, or inject it, and it's a very addicting drug. And to anyone who's thinking of starting it, don't start it, because it's fun for a while. Everything you seem on top of the world, and then your world spirals down.
Because at first, I mean, it's like the most powerful thing, right? Apparently, it's a much bigger experience than cocaine or LSD or whatever. It's apparently it's very intense, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very intense.
And that's why people get hooked on it.
Of course.
Wow. How long did you dabble in it? I mean, how long?
I was actually lucky. My whole drug period and going really hard deep into it was up to a year. Okay. And then, I had a point where it was just, I cut myself off.
Did you really hit rock bottom?
I'm retired.
You're retired from the drug, but did you hit rock bottom?
Yeah, I started going crazy and seeing things, and it was time.
Really? But it's such a difficult drug to shake, isn't it?
It is. It is.
How do you do that? Did you go into rehab or?
Well, I moved back to my mom's. I went to meetings. I went to a lot of therapy, did a lot of soul searching, a lot of writing, and just started over. Started from scratch and said, okay, I know where that road goes. I'm not going to go there again.
But isn't that, because when I read about Britney Spears, I mean, the thing that pops up in my head is like, she shouldn't be in rehab in Malibu, California. She should go home to her mom and she'll take care of her. But isn't that the greatest rehab in the world, going back to mom?
I think for everyone it's different. I think it's a very personal thing. What I do think is she does need a place to have that she can trust people, and that people aren't going to leak things to magazines if those things are true, because you don't know.
No. Do you know Britney personally?
Yeah. Well, I've known her for quite a many years, quite a long time.
Yeah.
And she's always been very sweet. I mean, we're not that close, so I don't know her that well, but I do feel bad for her that she doesn't have a place where she can go, that she can trust people.
Yeah. And so how are you now? Is it still sort of, because, I mean, it's sort of a lifelong thing that you have to sort of deal with, right?
I mean, I'm always working at things, Work in progress.
Work in progress. But the crystal meth thing, that is sort of past you. Done.
Done.
And anybody who's watching this and who goes, that might be interesting, what do you have to say to that?
No, don't even try it. Don't even think about it.
It's the bad stuff, right?
Your life, your job, your family, your friends, it'll all start going down.
Wow. Well, it has gone up again, life.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I'm the luckiest girl in the world, I feel like.
Because, I mean, the success with the Black Eyed Peas is amazing, wasn't it?
Yes, and the guys are wonderful. They're just, they're paging me and congratulating me, and it's so wonderful to have
Because haven't you sold like 17 or 18 million albums worldwide with the Peas?
Yeah.
The band hasn't split up, the Black Eyed Peas, and you haven't left the band.
No, they're each actually doing their own solo albums. And Will is producing the entire record industry.
Right, yeah. But you still might get together and do a new album.
Oh yeah, we will.
You haven't broken up?
We will.
There's nothing going on?
No.
Because people don't understand that, do they?
We will. It's just that, whatever is humanly possible. You can't go from, we did 4 years of touring straight into, and released Elephant Monkey Business and my album right in a row without stopping. And, after this tour run of my album, I'm going to need a little break for a second. Just to, just go take a vacation or something.
But it's always a big risk when when you're successful with a band and then you go solo and you make an album. But what is success? It's been fantastic, hasn't it?
It's wonderful. I mean, I feel so blessed. I mean, I pray every day now because I'm just, I feel so lucky. Not many people get these many things. And yes, I'm working hard, and I've been working hard since I was a little girl, but still that doesn't guarantee anything. And I just feel lucky.
Yeah, and so you're on a great natural high now, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, well, that is fantastic. And you're going to perform a couple of songs tonight?
Yes, I am.
You are going to.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, it's great having you. You're going to perform Fergalicious for us a little bit later on. But it was fantastic meeting you, Fergie.
Thank you.
And
you too.
And now you can go back to our nice dressing room.
Thank you, and thank you for embarrassing me this whole
Yes,
thing.
isn't that fantastic? Yes.
You're amazing.
Thanks for coming by and letting yourself and be embarrassed by me. That's great.
Only for you.
Okay, but you're going to perform a little bit later on?
Yes.
Great. Dames en heren, voor nu Fergie!